people are really gonna watch this.
They ain't got nothing else to do.
Right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, you ready?
I'm not ready. Are they ready? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio. How's everybody doing today? And I'm here with
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
It's another day and it's another week.
It's another week. It's Tuesday. And, you know, you don't want to be those people to wish your life away, but today is the most Tuesday I've ever had. It was slow today. How about you?
You know, this week not this week. This day went pretty fast for me. Last week was a mofo. I'm hoping that this week will be a little bit better.
Well, today was better than last Tuesday. So we're off to a better start than last week. Last week was rough.
And you're closer to, you know, the end goal here. We're getting there. We're counting down the days.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a total of 8 left.
Hey, my guy.
So, yay. But no, then it turns into testing and all that good stuff. So
How long is that supposed to last?
about a week and a half. So first week of June, everything should be done. Then you got your teacher work days to clean up, and then you're out of there.
So are the ISS kids still in ISS even when testing?
Nope. I don't know what's going to happen there.
I was going to say, so what happens to them?
Well, truth be told, when you're testing like that, you get kicked out. You go home.
Yikes.
Then hopefully you get the opportunity for makeup exams. Hopefully you get the opportunity for makeup exams. If you don't get that opportunity, well, I think you have to. So yeah, that's what it is. But then there is no ISS because I think I'll be proctoring a test.
Okay.
So like it's all hands on deck when it's finals time. So everybody is working.
And we ain't got time for the BS.
Nobody got time for that.
Okay.
So let's get it. Let's get it how it's supposed to be got and stop with the BS.
Understandable.
Just like today. Let's get it with the getting and let's stop the BS because we got some BS to talk about.
Oh, do we? And then we also have an interview in the 7:00 hour. And our messy letter, which is messy. Jesus. What's going on with y'all out there? But we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Quick question.
Yes.
Does ignorance have a place?
Does it have a place?
Mhm.
Whew, I don't know about that. Because I mean, what technically would be that place for the ignorance? And then what type of level of ignorance are we talking?
Right.
Are you currently arguing with someone on there?
Well, that's it. That's what we're going to talk about. So the question is, does ignorance have a place? Because we're going to be talking about
A lot of ignorance today.
We're going to be talking about, Cam. And right now, Cam is
Kelly Price
is one of the ouch. I don't know about Kelly yet, but okay. So you're going to inform us about that. We're talking about Cam. And I said, I'm going to say my point about what I feel about ignorance. And the only thing he responded back was, but that was national TV. See, this is why I don't like situations like this, because when is it ever okay to be ignorant? I don't care if it's national TV. I don't care if it's on your social media, which is global. I don't care what it is. Ignorance has a cadence. No matter if you're white, black, whatever, ignorance all sounds the same. And it does not matter where you release it. Ignorance is ignorance. And so we'll get into that a little bit later, man. Just in my mindset, why is my phone recording this whole conversation?
Yeah, I was
to
going to say
text
your
it?
phone is moving.
Whoa, that's crazy because I don't have that setting on. Text to top or talk to text.
I think if you do move your phone a certain way, do you have your I think it's for accessibility for people who are like blind
I
or
don't know.
impaired.
Well, I'm blind, so I probably it probably was helping me out because it knows I'd be like, woo, 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 woo. I'm at this age.
Yeah, but I do know that that's an option for people who are like impaired. They
okay.
have to have that. So you might have to turn that setting off.
Let's cut that off because that's crazy.
Because it will send.
Will it on its own?
Yes.
Ooh, you be talking about somebody and it could be like beep.
Right. When I was with my coworkers, she was doing a text to speech thing. She didn't turn it off. Literally, the whole entire conversation in the car was recorded and sent to who we were going to meet for dinner. Now, granted, we weren't talking about her, but still.
I better make sure that is never on, ever. Okay, so do you have any birthdays today?
I don't think I do. Let me check real quick. Birthdays. Let's see. Do we have anybody?
I have a couple, not that many.
I do. Oh, this is one of my previous coworkers when I worked at the dental office. She was like the mom of the office, super sweet. I loved her laugh, super kind, just a very warm soul. Michelle Rainery, it's her birthday today. Her and her husband are just so cool. Really, really cool people.
Okay. And I got a couple. I got Coach Jonathan Grice, Candace Oglesby, Daryl Acree, and then Corey. Corey doesn't have a last name, so just Corey right now. So we got those 5 birthdays, and then from the weekend, I have Coach Patrick Henry, Stephanie Broderick, Dana Brown, Simone Goodson, David Mathis, Darnell Burns, Kelvin Jenkins, Cameron Craig, Marcel Holyfield, Cassandra Spearman, my man Tez Williams, and Sarah Jacob, Jaqub. Happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday to y'all.
So let's go ahead and get this rocking and jocking. Hold on. Wait. Ooh. E.
Y'all ready?
Ow.
Y'all ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Well, it looks good. It looks good. It looks fine. It looks fine. We hold you at a good time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And as the saying goes, continue to live your life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating from the Sibs. And yeah, it's time to go ahead and let's get into this because you said we have an interview?
Yeah, I didn't upload the graphic for
it's okay. Let's do it.
Nope.
And let's get into some bleach, blonde, bad built. What was the next part?
Bleach, blonde, bad built, bad body. She said,
yeah, right all here. What she
all
said,
that, all of what Jasmine Crockett said, and she's trademarking that, by the way.
She should.
Mm-hmm.
Because the summertime is coming, and I'm sure people will be
using that as a weight loss slogan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who's first?
Well, let's go ahead and kick it off with CamRon. Yes.
Killer Cam.
He is trending.
Hey.
And has been trending ever since the wee hours of the morning.
Okay.
So for those of you who may have missed out on it, Cam was called to be on CNN to give his insight and to be questioned about the Diddy saga that we all know about.
Yeah.
And when he was called to be on CNN, he decided to show his usual self, which is Cam. So we have a snippet of it. We can go ahead and play it.
Okay.
People protecting him. Do you think that's the case?
Who
talent agent for this joint. Like, you think I be sitting around watching what Diddy doing all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint. I was like, yo, who booked me for this joint?
All right.
I'll be sitting around watching Diddy and all that. Yeah,
Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Newsnight. Laura Coates Live starts right now.
Yeah.
I think that was unfair because that was the end. I think the beginning gives a totality, but that's okay. Let's go.
So then, after the backlash that he received, of course, he took to his podcast that he has with Mace called It Is What It Is. And this is what he had to say, just a snippet of it.
They invited me on the show to talk about what's going on with Diddy and all that. And then my thing about it was, Mace, is that they didn't invite me on to say about how successful our show is or the positive stuff we do in the community, how every day, 5 days a week, Mace talks to kids on a Zoom call. Mace doesn't even promote this. I'm going to promote this for Mace. Is that every day at 5 o'clock, it don't matter what's going on, what's happening, where he's at. It could be money involved. It could be a photo shoot. It could be whatever. He stops what he's doing to talk to kids around the world about being positive and doing what they believe in and so on and so forth. And to the point where, one day he was at my house and he told me, Cam, you can't make no noise. Don't come in. I'm not playing with you. Like, that's how serious, no, but seriously, that's how serious he takes what he does. And we do all these positive things and you call me on CNN for the bullshit.
So that was a bit of his response. And yeah, social media had a field time with this one. So would you like to continue with what you were talking about off air?
So here's my thing. The interviewing on these platforms is crafty. And if you were to go and watch this interview from the start to the finish, he answered the questions that were asked of him in a very professional way, in my point. When somebody says, what do you think about this Diddy situation? He immediately said, I feel like it's egregious. This is terrible. I don't agree with nothing that he's doing. I think that was wild. Like, he gave every single reason and then he stopped. Then she asked another question. He followed that answer by saying, like, well, I really didn't have that type of relationship with Puff because I was signed by Notorious B.I.G. Mace was. So you probably get more of a better answer or response about him from Mace. So then now she goes into where things turned left is when she said, well, can you tell me about your experiences with Puff? And he was like, whoa, what? Experiences? And then that's when things changed. There is a difference between asking me, what is my experience with Sofab Kim? Versus, what are your experiences as if me and her have had dealings with Sofab Kim? When you're talking to a person whose their job is words, he picked up on that. And the moment he picked up on that is when he changed. And so I blame CNN and I also blame CamRon because CamRon could have also said, nah, we're not doing that. I don't want to answer those type of questions. And he could have stopped it. And CNN could have also said, nah, this ain't going the right way. Let's stop it. But we keep things rolling because ignorance sells. And that's where my point is. At what point in time do we draw the line of ignorance on both sides? Him being the person who's now talking crazy and her allowing the craziness to go by continuing to ask questions because questions could have stopped. I feel like both parties have a side in this because if we were interviewing somebody and things start to go left, y'all gonna see a continuation or our little thing where we'll be right back. I'm not gonna allow ignorance to continue, and I'm sure Sofab is not either.
Oh, absolutely not.
So
y'all seen how I do.
It sells, and I have a problem with that. My last piece to this is, even though it's multifaceted, but my last piece to this is you have adult men who get on social media and won't even put C and K together. If they're spelling stick, S-T-I-C-K, they'll spell it S-T-I-C-C. Why? Hey, are you in a gang? Or you can't put C in a K? At what age do we stop that? Like, we draw the line with, oh my God, Cam is so ignorant. No, Cam has a history of doing this. If you go watch any of his interviews from Bill O'Reilly to Bill Maher and Fox, he does that. That he's a troll. He's no different than 50 Cent. He's a troll, right? But let's talk about the people that we see on our social media every single day. Have you ever seen a person put happy C day versus happy B day, and this person is old as hell and ain't in no gang? Why? You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, ignorance by us is displayed all the time. I go back to Chris Rock when he said, we as Black people have selective outrage. And you know what? If the sisters are mad, allow the sisters to be mad, because it could look like disrespect to that sister who was asking questions. I don't take it that way, but they may. I'm not going to discredit how somebody feels. But when we going to hold each other accountable on a regular? Who the hell calls CamRon for advice or any character reference on another human being? What? You knew what you were getting. So CNN, donkey of the day.
So this is where my thought process is when it came to something like that. You wanted someone close to Diddy. They probably couldn't get anyone close to Diddy because there's no telling legally what people have signed, what they have done, what they will or won't say, and they don't want to be involved. I mean, we'll talk about it in just a little bit. Misa finally decided to break her silence. So they may have wanted Mace, but Mace is like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So it's like, well, let's get the person closest to Mace, which is CamRon, because maybe by their partnership, we might get something out of him, you know? So that is definitely something where I see where they may have gone with this. Then I also do blame the producers because they may not know who CamRon is. They don't know that this 48-year-old man continues to act like a child for whatever reason on whatever platform, because he thinks that ignorance is cute, and it's not in the least bit, you know, because that was just downright like ridiculous. It was uncouth. It was uncomfortable. It was cringy. Any sort of word that you could possibly think of. It was like, this is just unnecessary. So I blame them, as you said, for that, because y'all thought that this may have been good, or maybe they just wanted to go viral. So it's like, let's pick somebody that's ignorant and we'll go viral, which they did. I do feel bad for Abby in this sense, and that was the journalist who was interviewing him. But then she also has the journalistic right, possibly, I don't know what the policies and procedures are with CNN, to go ahead and take control of her interview. And in that moment, when you saw him become, you know, completely belligerent and ridiculous and sipping stuff and promoing things that he probably didn't get the okay to do, I would have ended that interview right then and there. That's enough. I don't need to hear anymore, you know, because you're trying to fill that time. You're trying to get answers. You're trying to get information, and you're trying to get someone to give you straight, legit answers. And you're not going to get it from this guy. He said what he said. However, when you sit here and you say, oh, well, who booked me for this? You did. You agreed to this. No person who is in the entertainment industry just gets thrown into interviews without any sort of information. And I'm pretty sure they even told you, as you said on there, you know, what you were going to be talking about, what the line of questioning was. You just wanted to promote your product and your brand and your show, because he's still at a point where he's trying to get his show to be on essentially the same platform or the same reach as like the Breakfast Club and Joe Budden and all of them, because it's not quite there. But you knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew what you signed up for. You knew you were talking about Diddy. You just wanted to act like this because, as you said, you could have at any time said, you know what? I don't have any direct relationships or relations with Diddy. I do feel bad for what happened with Cassie. It was absolutely inexcusable, and I'm not willing to go any further than that. That's all I have on it. But if you would like to, I'm willing to talk about the positivity of my show, which is what he said in that clip. The way that you so well put that together of like, well, y'all didn't even bother to talk to us about how we do things positive on our show. Why didn't you have that same sort of energy on that platform?
But see, I think that's where that small piece right there is where I think our differences, we agree, but that's where our differences are as far as responsibility and accountability, because he did say just that. Me and Puff did not have that type of experience together. You may get more answers from Mace because he was signed to him.
Right.
That's where I feel as though as a interviewer, you now control the narrative from that point forward of what we're about to see, because he just told you, I don't have that type of relationship.
Right.
And you might get more from Mace. So if we were talking at that point, I now have to swing it. I'm not going to ask another question about Diddy because he just told me I don't have that relationship with him. And so that's where I'm saying, like, both sides have some hand or some accountability that they are responsible for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying she doesn't.
And I think she was pushed to continue.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say, because when he said that, and if he would have stated, I don't want to talk about this anymore, or let's swap or let's switch gears, then that's a clear indication of I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is what I'm here for. But my issue with him is you knew what you were coming on here for. Now, she, as a journalist, probably should have said, let me back off. But if your job is telling you, girl, keep going. Well,
they did it live because once again, that's why I was saying it's kind of unfair that that was the shade room, right?
Yeah.
That they just played that clip, because when he said that, you seen her eyes go to the left and then they came back because somebody said she was told to keep going because she looked to the left as if like, now what do you want me to do? And you clearly see her eyes because somebody was like, oh, she gave a side eye. Now, understanding a little bit about TV and podcasting, what we're doing, she looked because somebody made a gesture and then she looked back and then she began her next question. So that's where I'm like, we fall for the traps every single damn time. At that point in time, like you said, she may not have the creative control to cut it, but her professionalism knew at that time, this is some bull. And what more was he supposed to say? Like, the fact that he got on and said, I apologize. Then he came on and he spoke about the video. He said, I seen the video, and he disagreed with everything, and even went to as far as to saying, you know, the apology doesn't mean anything to me. It should mean something to Cassidy. Cassie and me and Puff didn't really have that relationship. Like, I'm going down the lane of checking the boxes. And then now you keep pushing. So then now I give you this.
So then what I'll do is I'm going to go and do exactly what he did on that show. So let me tell you about Mace and the positive things that he does and how when I come into the house, he's constantly taking care of these kids. That's how you as a professional can swing it. Like, what did I just say? But I'll tell you this. You don't have to fall into, well, I'm going to drink because I'm going to go and get me some ass later on. And who the fuck did this? And blah, 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 blah. Well, cheeks. And who the fuck booked it? However you conducted yourself on the show is how you could have conducted yourself on CNN, and I promise you're going to get more flies with honey. More people would have been like, let me check out this show. But right now it's like, man, you put a bad taste in people's mouth. Like, that was corny. It was really corny. Like, dude, you could have spun it any way you wanted to. That's all I'm saying.
CNN is no longer a serious network. They're covering this Puffy story more than they're covering the death of the president of Iran. Very true. Very, very true.
People care more about Puff.
And that's where that's where I say we are at fault. And where does ignorance stop? Like, at what point in time is it like, yo, what are we talking about? Like, why don't y'all have Cassie on here? Why don't y'all have somebody more? Why do you have him? You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's where I feel like he's wrong, CNN is wrong, and we take the bait as consumers, because at the end of the day, who cares what CamRon thinks? And
not a person.
Even Mace, like, Mace can give us something, but you're not her. You can only tell us other situations that you have seen. The people that we need to be mad at, and then I'm gonna let it go, are the people who had this video for 8 years and knew this woman got beat and said nothing. That's where when we see things like this with CamRon, that stuff is smoke and mirrors from the point. The point is someone took a payoff, had this video for 8 years, or gave it to Puff and allowed a black woman to be assaulted and no one said a word. Let's be mad there. Let's not talk about ignorance and the ignorant person is who held on to a video of a black woman being assaulted for 8 years and took a payoff and didn't say a word. That's where our focus should be. Don't allow CamRon being CamRon to cause us to forget the fact that that happened. And if it happened to Cassie, how many other women are on video in hotels getting their ass beat and nobody saying a word? Selective outrage. Don't be fooled by a fool. Who cares what CamRon thinks? Let's talk about who had that video and took the payoff. That has to be illegal somewhere, somehow, doesn't it? Like, this is where people don't get, oh man, don't get outraged. People feel, or black women feel like they're not protected. Let's stay on the fact that who handles hotel surveillance in situations like this? When we get a situation where somebody watched that video and knows that that woman was beat, or other women may have had this situation, who's responsible to turn it in? And by law, what laws protect either the person's security? What protects the hotel? Like, what happens when somebody says, oh shit, look what we got on camera? Because let's not act like we didn't have that same situation with Solange and Jigga. Assault is assault. So you assaulted that man on camera. Now everybody wants to try to get rid of footage and all that stuff. Who's responsible for this stuff? You can't just be beating people in hallways and paying people off and moving on. That's why Diddy thinks he can do what he can do. So when the question was asked, well, it seems like there's a lot of this in the culture of hip hop, and other people would have to be involved to allow a monster like Diddy to go through. You're asking the wrong question to CamRon. Who cares? Ask it to the person who owned the hotel at that time whenever she got assaulted. Was it 2016?
Yes.
Ask that person and not CamRon. That's who we will need on CNN, the person who had that hotel.
If anyone, I'll just put it this way. If anyone at CNN is actually doing their job, they would have already crossed those T's and dot those I's. But it may be one of those things where people are too afraid to speak up, or they don't want to be a target. So that is the one thing that I'm thinking of, because I would think that some of these producers and these journalists will be smarter than that, because I'm not going to sit here and say Cam should be the first person you should go for. Why are we talking? That was the first thing I thought. Why are we talking to him? But then my mind immediately went to, okay, well, he is a co-host with Mace. Mace has direct dealings with Diddy. Maybe they're thinking, okay, well, we can't get Mace, so we'll get the next best thing, which is CamRon, which was a complete and stupid and idiotic mistake, which means that these people are completely tone deaf and so far apart.
To the culture.
Yes, and don't know anything about the culture, because you would have never thought to get CamRon. You're not going to get any answers out of him. You're not going to get more than what you already got. But to me, I'm just flabbergasted that a 48-year-old man still conducts himself this way.
Are we though?
I am, because you're really at some point, aren't you tired of acting like a clown? Aren't you?
Man, they get paid for that.
That's ridiculous. But like I said, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt of maybe somebody is trying to get to these people, because I don't doubt that they haven't, especially people like TMZ. It's just, can you? Because now at this point, these people might be afraid, or they may have been sworn to secrecy, or they may have been paid off. Yeah, they may have been paid off. So then it's like, I'm not saying anything. Is it right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Nah.
But these are answers that we may never get, because, you know, we know how money works in power.
It's see the hand? It's all about the money. Once again. Because at the end of the day, everybody talk about Cassie and all that stuff. She took the money, right? We took the money because a lot of this stuff that happened to her, there is a statute of limitation.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't even be able to charge this dude with stuff. No. So it's like, let's just take the coins, right? Mm-hmm. And let's take what we can and get out of it. But now I would love to know how she does feel. And the reason why is because I took the money and I moved on. Now, do I want CNN to release this? Did y'all even ask her about releasing this? Because it is her pain that we're viewing. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I just be like, man, we be asking the wrong questions, because if I'm her, come on, y'all got to do me like this. I took my money and went my ways. I didn't ask for y'all to pull this up again. Like,
if it bleeds, it leads.
And that's terrible.
If
you know what I'm saying?
Bleeds, it leads.
That's terrible. You know who they need to go get? Let's go get Mary J. Blige.
Oh no.
Now, if once Jay-Z gets in trouble, because it's coming. There's no way. Dame Dash has been telling us forever that he's been doing creep stuff ever since Aaliyah. It's coming. You ain't gonna keep getting away with this scot-free unless you already starting to move and make them things coming. Now, if something had happened with Dame Dash, then I would expect CamRon to be the first one that they call, because he's going to be the first person that's outspoken about it, because he don't care. You know what I'm saying? But they mixed it up and you messed up, and we can't get him. Okay, well, we got Casey, we got JoJo, we got Mary J. Blige, we got Faith, we got Lil Kid. Well, she probably ain't gonna say nothing. We got Shine, we got the other dude.
Oh, he spoke out and he said that he denounces Diddy, and he vehemently disagrees with anything that has happened.
You know, we got what's the next one?
Well, Misa spoke out.
Who is she?
She is Justin's mom. She's the.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We got comments. I'm sorry. So we read this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then we're here.
They didn't really want answers. They wanted to shuck and jive.
I agree, because we know they've seen CamRon other places.
Them NDAs then expired, so now the tea is being spilled because Misa and Kim's friend been telling folks Diddy ain't ish.
Yep.
Of course, they didn't ask. It's all about sensationalism. So yes,
y'all using a lot of big words. I'm glad I went to school. I'm like, hold on, sensation. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know.
So
okay, go ahead.
Now with Diddy, since like you said, the statute of limitations has passed, it's now about attacking his character. So one of the things is he's been barred from saying Cassie's name. So I'm pretty sure that was something that was talked about in the settlement and in the lawsuit, where it's just like, I don't even want you to mention my name anymore.
Right.
The other thing is that the mayor of New York is now talking about how he is going to take away Diddy's city to the key. If that really means anything to him, not quite sure, but that's something that's allegedly supposed to happen.
Y'all knew he was doing this stuff.
Diddy's former bodyguard has spoken out, and he is also saying that this is not a one-time occurrence. He has witnessed him fight Cassie and Kim multiple times, and Kim has fought back.
And he should be arrested.
He should, absolutely.
Because you viewed this crime.
Absolutely.
It makes me so mad. Oh Lord, it makes me so mad.
Absolutely. He was on Piers Morgan talking about it, and the whole situation that happened between one of many situations that happened between Diddy and Kim. And the first thing that people thought of was like, well, first of all, why did it take you so long to say something? And then you need to be held accountable because you witnessed this abuse on multiple occasions.
This is why little Kim looks how she looks. Because a person who has seen so much and has been told different things, that they're not this and they're not that. And we've seen a little bit about that in Notorious, the movie, when he was like, you need to look like this and you need to be the Black Marilyn Monroe and all. This is why she looks like the way she looks. When there was absolutely nothing wrong with how that woman looked from day one. But when you're around this environment and this energy, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, that everybody involved, once again, no different than Kells, needs to go down, because there were people who were innocent, who caught stray bullets, not figuratively, not literally, who caught stray bullets from this emotional torment of Bad Boy. You can see it. There's nobody here like, nah. Everybody's like, well, Not one person. It's bad when not one person is like, nah.
Oh, you know who that one person was? Stevie J and Meek Mill.
They're not important. Stevie J.
But did you see what Stevie J did?
No.
He took all them damn videos down and closed his
there
comments.
We go. There we go. And you know who
Meek
else?
Mill's been quiet too.
You know who else is going to pop up in some stuff soon? And I know y'all might be like, what are you talking about? Kevin Hart. You got pictures at those parties. Matter of fact, there was one of the pictures at the party where the girl burned her hair in the tub. That was a Diddy party. You've been around this stuff too. Eventually, and you are a known cheater. Eventually, Puff was tied to too many celebrities to not have something on all of these guys. No different than Drake. Drake is tied to too many of black celebrities to eventually there's going to come a point in time where he's going to have a problem and have to face the magic or face the music, because don't think people forgot about you being called a pedophile and having record of it. It's coming. I don't know what the hell Cat Williams was on earlier, but damn it, he was right.
I definitely agree, Nicole.
Wait,
she said making of the band gave us peek into his warped mind.
Wait.
You got to go down.
So okay, that was right there. Okay, that one.
Yep.
And then this one.
And yes, the bodyguard has been talking, but people ain't been paying him no mind. Kim has always had low self-esteem. That ain't all Diddy. Making the band gave us peek into his warped mind. He caught up in that mo money, mo power. Thought King Kong ain't have nothing on him. Yeah, because what he was doing on Making the Band was
making
insane.
them walk to go get that cheesecake.
And the way he talked to them, it was crazy, insane.
And I'm shutting down the studio every 2 minutes.
And people thought that was funny. Like, no, this is the mind and this is the actions of an abuser. But like you said, people weren't paying attention. So this is what Misa had to say. She said, "I am heartbroken."
Is this her?
No. I am heartbroken that Cassie must relive the horror of her abuse, and my heart goes out to her. I know exactly how she feels, and through my empathy, it has triggered my own trauma. These young people were raised by women that want the best for them. We put God and education first and have always been united in our mutual effort to support their dreams. 2 of the youngest do not have their mother here, and it has been our duty to support them. Their father needs help, and I'm praying that he truly does the personal work and receives it."
I ain't helping nothing.
No.
Put him in jail.
Yeah.
He's no different. Line him up. Nickelodeon guy.
Dan Schneider. Brian Peck.
Line him up. Line him up. Line him up. Lock him up.
Yeah. And this actually brings us to our next point. While, Misa is saying that he needs help and that we should pray for him, Kelly Price was one of the celebrities who felt the need to come out and say that we should pray for him, as good Christians, and, did a whole prayer on her social media and all of that. But people were like, now, Kelly, how is it that you're so quick to pray for Diddy, but you're not willing to pray or send any comfort to the person who was abused? So, and then on top of that, Kelly is such an unhinged person, but it brings the topic of, as Christians, because, people like to throw that word around. Is this a situation where you pray for someone who has done something so terrible?
Yes. You pray for everybody involved. And the reason why is because we are not the final judge, right? We can throw stones at Diddy all we want to, but we all know somebody who has abused somebody in a way that was crazy, like where you have to either it was verbal and we had to say who you talking to, or physical, like, yo man, what's up? And then now something, there has been a situation where somebody has stepped out of pocket and it was either checked or not checked. So do you pray for the person? Absolutely, because you're not praying for the flesh, the carnal flesh, you're praying for the person's eternal soul, right? But you don't pray for one side without praying for the other side, because now it looks like you took a side. So the best thing is to just pray for everybody that's involved and hope healing happens on both sides, because Cassie has to heal and Puff, you got to heal, because if you don't, we all know that seat's hot, baby,
as hell.
So do you pray? Yes, but you got to be careful, because you also did a lot of songs with R. Kelly.
A lot.
And so that's going to tie you into this culture here that we're talking about, KP.
Would you like me to read the prayer?
I don't even know if I want to hear. Go ahead.
It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtake you, so that you not only have a change of heart, but a change of mind and a change of direction. I have seen you at your best and at your worst. I know what you are capable of being when you were at your best, despite the seductions of this industry. I want to see you, and I want to see you soon, to create this in this business, but I need you to pray and I need you to receive from the Most High. I need for those prayers to take place sincerely. You are a unique talent, and both sides that represent light and darkness receive you anxiously. Do you know who God is? Lane not only your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. KP. Somebody said, Kelly Price, girl, fuck you and Heartbreak Hotel.
Right. She gave
Not Heartbreak Hotel. What did the song do?
I was trying in my mind to not get upset with her, but I feel the same damn way. That's why nobody told you wasn't big enough or small enough.
Shut up.
Because this is how you think. And this girl over here getting her damn wig split on camera, things thrown at her, kicked and embarrassed.
Oh.
And it's been going on for years. The girl wore half of her head, and now you look at videos and pictures, and they're showing pictures where it's like it looked like her hair was pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're gonna sit here and get on there with big chicken energy. It sounds like you said that and cooked 2 pies, and then with them elbow flap that the fat go over the elbow, and you want to invite somebody in to have some chicken. I'm so tired of people. As you can see, I'm over it with people. Because you don't have to say
You don't
anything.
have to say anything.
So when you're saying certain things, and you know that if I was Cassie, I would now see with them elbows that you got. I would go in. I would light fire to that ass, because at least invite peace. And this is not me being funny. Invite peace to both sides. I've seen you at your best and I've seen you at your worst. So then that lets me know, like, have you identified this too? What is the worst?
You've seen it.
So then if you've seen Cassie or anybody, any other woman, not just Cassie, because there's a whole thing with Kim. If you've seen these women get abused, then you are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of frying pork chops for everybody, you should have been telling. So you watched R. Kelly with these women, and now you done watched him at his worst, whatever that may be. And y'all don't think Mary J. Blige. No, I want Mary J. Blige ass so bad. And the reason why I want her so bad is because you now play advocate for women, right? But you can't be somebody's advocate and know that the dude that you were signed to for years has done torment to other people. Let's think, if that was 2016. When did him and Cassie break up?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Who cares? That was just one incident that we saw. Imagine the others. You get what I'm saying? And so to sit quietly, and somebody better find Faith. Where the hell is Faith?
You know what? Where is Faith?
Because we call Cam. This is why it's shucking and jiving. Do you see the list of people that could have been called, and we go with CamRon?
I told you why they wanted CamRon.
Faith Evans. You could even ask, is Biggie's mom still alive?
Ooh, I don't know.
If Biggie's mom is still alive, why not ask Biggie's mom? You know she knows. There are so many people that knows what the hell is going on. Stevie Wonder can see this.
No, you know what?
Y'all know Stevie can see, but he can see this. I mean, because at the end, it hurts me. And it hurts me because we hear women yell out, right? We are not protected. We hear that. And there's celebrities that'll co-sign that. We are the most unprotected creature on this earth. Hey, Mary, you want to tell me about Puff? No more drama, no more tears. No more drama,
Nah,
no
she
more
said
tears.
this boot line, go get these boots for
You're gonna sell damn boots.
$1,295.
We'll sit there and we will preach this till the end of time, and then you get her to say a prayer for the nigga that we just seen kick a woman in a hotel, snatch her by the back of her head, throw a vase at her, and drag her back to the room. And not one prayer in that piece of prayer went out to Cassie.
Or her children, because she has children now. So now not only is she reliving this, but then now you have to explain this to your children. And then her husband has to, help her through this.
You were cooking food for everybody.
Wait, what?
That's why R. Kelly kept you around and kept making hits, because them fried pork chop. You got elbows that look like you make good ass fried pork chop, and don't act like you don't know about that elbow.
Shut up, because I got them. So I'm like, hey.
Easy now.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Hold on. We got some comments. Oh, we've seen that one.
Yeah.
All right. And we've seen that. Yes, pork chops. I ain't had a good pork chop in a long time. I don't even think I can eat it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like them no more.
Auntie MJB got some. Yes.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige know all of it. She was there from day one. Mary J. Blige and Faith, Little Kim, all have info. The question is, are y'all gonna give it up? Because y'all were the closest to him during these bad boy times. And I think as Biggie's wife, Faith should begin to talk. Like, I really, really do. And it goes to so much more. I'm trying to tell y'all because I was a bad boy fan. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And more so a Biggie fan. Mm-hmm. Biggie and Jay-Z talked about the next move away from Puff. It was called The Commission. So that was Biggie, whoever, just Google it. You'll see it. It was called The Commission. And that was when Biggie's second album, before it came out, because Biggie died before his second album came out. But if you listen to the song Beef, he says it's The Commission, Uncle Paulie, P. Diddy, Cesar Leo, De Janeiro, Charlie Baltimore, Iceberg Slim, The Most Shady, Frankie Baby. So like he told you everybody, Iceberg Slim was Jay-Z. So if you go and look at the interviews, when they asked like who was these people,
right?
Jay-Z gives the name of all the people that was supposed to be The Commission. And then in one song, Jay-Z says, everybody talks about what happened if Big didn't die, because if Big was alive, you would have gotten the commission. So do you think Puff is going to allow his cash cow to leave? And here's my ultimate piece, and then we have a guest. I believe Puffy.
That's in the 7 o'clock hour.
Okay. I believe Puffy and I believe Suge Knight are both FBI agents.
Wait, what?
They work for the feds. I believe that in my heart.
You said Puffy, Suge Knight, and who?
Puffy and Suge Knight.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no way you guys are tied to all this murder, and Suge, you're still alive, talking from jail cells.
Yeah, a lot.
And Puffy, you're still alive. But Pac and Biggie died, and nobody's blinking an eye at the two people that were the closest to them. But everybody else is in trouble, Puff. But you seem not to be in trouble.
I mean, but you see what's happening now.
You know who else knows what's going on? J-Lo. Let's not forget about her. There are so many celebrities that I know that were. You can't tell me you that close to Puff, J-Lo, and you don't know what's going on.
Oh, no.
Because after that Shine incident with the shooting in the club, you got
ghosts.
Vamonos.
Are you proud of that?
Yes. I am. I'm proud of that. Proud of the pork chops and the chicken from Kelly Price. Those three make me feel good right now. I'm sorry. Is that another comment right there?
That's enough from you. Nah, they're like old boy from Snowfall, agent turned
too deep. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I honestly believe that for Puffy to go along to doing the stuff that he's been doing for so long and not be touched, you have been selling people out for quite some time.
It could be.
Because everybody around you has had some sort of drama and some sort of issue. And then for Suge, a lot of brothers is locked up because of you when you claim you ain't snitching, and a lot of brothers are dead. So like people like Corrupt, there was a time where Corrupt was missing. Nobody even knew where Corrupt was at.
Yes, I remember that.
But he's never told us where he was at. He was just gone. There's a reason why Snoop Dogg was so scared of you and went to Master P, and Master P had to speak on your behalf, Snoop Dogg, to get you out of the contract with Suge Knight. There was a lot going on that ain't nobody asked no questions, so we just wanted to. Now we're old, and everybody's like, "Well, I can't do this no more." And now we're just sitting there looking like, we knew it the whole time. Puff, Pepperidge Farms remembers. And we're gonna get mad at CamRon. All this, and we mad at CamRon. This is why I'd be like, man, selective
You can be mad
anger.
at both. You can definitely be mad at both. I have room in my spirit for both of them.
I'm mad at Cam, Kelly, Faith, MJ, Lil Kim. I'm mad that Kelly was making pork chops for people. That's why they swept her under the table.
Would you stop saying that like it's a fact?
Little Kim. I'm mad at Mace. Because Mace, you talked all that big stuff, but now you don't want to say nothing. You know.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Because you have a whole entire platform, and you're just acting as if like you weren't a part of this whole entire era. Like, dude.
Before we go into our guests, do you think Cassie should just write a book?
Oh gosh.
Because clearly she's the only one that has the cojones to finally step up, right? So how brave is she? And I'm not saying that to be funny, because clearly Puffy is a monster.
I mean, at this point, what would the book prove that we haven't already seen or that we already know?
It's the details, because there's other people that this has happened to.
Yeah.
So then those details might help set other people free, because there may be people afraid to actually speak out.
Oh, there's definitely people afraid. 110%. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's, like I said, going back to the whole CNN thing. I want to believe, and CNN, I'm hoping that you're way more professional than this. I want to believe that there were a list of people that you reached out to in hopes to get more insight on Diddy. And y'all said, you know what? The only person that said yes was CamRon. So damn it, let's go for it. I want to believe that.
He did it to go viral for his show.
I want to believe that. Allow me to believe that, because I don't want to believe that this platform is that unprofessional and that ill-informed and that tone deaf and that disconnected that you really thought that CamRon was it. Really? I don't want to believe that. Facts, because two things can be true at the same time. Not unless she wants to. I think she should maintain her peace to stay safe. Yes, because I mean, if she writes a book, then they're going to want to do a press junket. Then they're going to want to do interviews. Then here comes Gayle King and Robin Roberts, and
Gayle don't need to
stop it.
She needs to chill.
No, we already talked
Gayle,
about that. We already talked about that.
Don't do it.
We already talked about that.
Because that swimsuit issue was criminal too.
Alone, we already.
Don't do it. Gayle, you let somebody else get this. You chill for a minute.
Leave Gayle alone. Damn it. She is 69 and feeling fine.
I would. Oh, Cassie, like, there's so many other people. That's the part where if it was one, there was more. And it's come on, man. Because this is something where I feel as though the protection piece goes away now.
And there was another young girl, I can't remember her name, but this was the one girl that was battling it out with Carisha on social media that was going back and forth. Yeah, but she said that Diddy had put his hands on her, and everybody was like, "Oh, you're just the internet hoe," and they didn't want to believe her. Now, if I was her, I'd be like,
could be true at the same time.
Okay, you know what? All right.
And I am. That don't mean he ain't hit me.
All right.
On a roll. Got to get serious.
All right. You know what? We are going to switch gears here, people.
I mean, that's where she came from, though. She was one of the quote unquote video vixens. So that doesn't discredit her story. Right. Two things can be said. Two things can be true at the same time.
Okay. All right, we are going to switch gears here
Okay,
because
let's
we
switch
are at the
gears.
top of the hour.
Let's do it.
And this has gotten out of hand. And then we also have our messy letter to get to as well, which is,
Right.
is equally messy. So make sure that you guys keep it here for the messy letter, because I don't know what people are doing. But anyway, we have a young lady that goes by the name of Tatiana Cole. She is an income strategist and just a phenomenal woman as a whole. She has an event coming up next month in June called Flourish, and she, as well as a good friend of mine, are here to talk all about it. So let's bring Tatiana up on. Hey, Tatiana, girl, how you doing?
Hey, girl, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. How you feeling, honey?
Excited and nervous because it's what, a little over 2.5 weeks away. So yeah.
But that's all good. That's all good. That is all good. We are going to turn those nerves upside down, baby, because it is already out. It is here. It is going to be fabulous. Everyone's going to have a good time because we are flourishing. Hey now.
And
so we also have a good friend of mine and one of your speakers that is here as well, Miss Precious Lee.
Wow.
Hey, girl. How you doing, honey?
I'm trying to keep it back because you know how we do.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. So, Tatiana, let everyone know about the conference and actually how it originated.
Ooh, how it originated. Let's see. So the Flourish Conference is for women entrepreneurs and leaders. And it's all around this idea that, you know, you can feel like you're making progress in your business, but feel like you're getting all this resistance, like you're treading through the mud. And so from the definition of flourish, we learned that if you change your environment, you can change your life. Because flourish means to grow in a vigorous way, but especially as a result of a favorable environment. So we unpack what does that environment need to look like in order for us to flourish, because we know life still be lifing. And we need to figure out how to get through these things, make some necessary changes so that we can move forward. And so that's what it's really all about. It's the personal growth side of entrepreneurship. Like, we're not talking about marketing and branding and AI in this space. Like, we're talking about you and how you doing and how you're going to get through. And so how it originated, it came 3 days before I had a social back in March of 2023. 3 days before that event, I was in prayer time and like, what's next? You know, like what do the women need type of thing. And I got a whole download about Flourish. By the end of it, I knew who was speaking, where it was going to be. And so I held it last year in July of 2023. And that was such an impactful moment, transformative experience, just to really hear these stories from local entrepreneurs. Like, oh, you know, life does happen. Like, we can't decide when it does happen. Life isn't perfect, but how do they make it through? And what are some of the tangible and tactable, the tips that are going to tell me how to get through? And so here I am from Massachusetts, going to Charlotte for the next one.
I know that's right. And what made you bring it all the way from Massachusetts all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yeah, you know, at one point I had wanted to move to Charlotte back in like 2018, 2019. I still feel like it's calling me every time I go over there, but we'll see. But honestly, really, it was for me, I'm a Jesus girl. So it was a God thing again about revealing the few people I didn't know in Charlotte. Charlotte just kept coming up for me within a week. And I was like, really though? Because it would be easier for me to just do it in Connecticut or New Jersey or New York. But really thinking about the population of Charlotte, it's a transplant city. So over 50% of the population are not from Charlotte. So when I think about filling a room with 100 to 150 women, the conference is not just impacting those 100. It's everyone they're connecting to, which spans across the nation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then with something that's so important, because like you said, with entrepreneurship and being a small business and being a business owner, sometimes we lose the human capacity of it. And we think like, oh, we just need to work. We got to just grind, not knowing that, like you said, life happens, you know, there's so much. And we're going to talk to Precious in a little bit, but there's so much that happens that just throws you off of your game, where mentally you're not feeling your strongest, physically you're not feeling your strongest, you know, financially you're not at your strongest. So how do you continue? And I really feel like this is a avenue where you're helping people with those pieces to put everything back together.
Yes. And actually that's perfect into Precious's story, what everyone's going to hear at the event, I'm like, listen, like life really be life. And it can change based on what happens in your personal life. It can change how you operate in your business and what boundaries look like. But I'll let her talk about that.
Yeah. Go ahead, girl.
The plot thickens. It almost ended 2 weeks ago.
Girl, what?
Yeah, we didn't even catch up about that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, the plot thickens and it continues to do so. And that's what life is. The longer you live, the more plot points you're going to add to your story. But the most important thing is realizing that no matter what those plot points look like, whether they leave you distressed, confused, or however, knowing and understanding that those are integral to your story as a whole. It's important to you building as a person, whether it's through personal, whether it's through professional, however you present in the world. It's important that you continue to keep going even when those things present themselves in your life. So I am, if you can tell from what everyone's saying, I've had several plot points twist and turn, and just there have been so many times I've wanted to give up and just not want to go through it. But I knew that it was bigger than me. My story is bigger than me. What I've come through is bigger than me. What I contribute to this world is so much bigger than me. There's people waiting for the opportunity to do what I can provide for them to do. So I have to keep going for them. And I have to keep going for myself because I owe it to myself and for those who are no longer here to continue to keep going. So that's part of the reason why I identify with Tatiana and wanted to be a part of this conference. Thank you, Kim, for connecting us, for allowing me to have this opportunity to be able to be brave enough to share the story with people.
And I think that's so awesome because everyone does have a story. So kudos to you, Tatiana, to provide this platform to allow women to tell their stories and allow people to know that there's a level of transparency and relatability. Because, you know, Precious, I know a lot of your story and I can only empathize with what you've been through. You know, I have no idea what it feels like to be in your shoes, but it's one of those things where just looking at you makes me want to be stronger because it's like, if you've gone through all of these things, you know, where girl, I almost lost you, you know, so if you can go through all of this, then I can continue on. And I'm hoping that other women who attend this conference feel the same way. And I think you have another speaker who's joining us. Is it Shauna
Price.
Hey, Miss Shauna, how you doing, honey?
I am absolutely wonderful. I'm alive. Life is good, right?
I know that's right.
No matter the pitfalls, like I'm on the right side of the dirt today.
Hello.
So I'm all right.
So, Tatiana, if you don't mind introducing and letting us know Shauna and her title.
Yes, Shauna Price is the connection guru. Okay, she is our MC for the event.
Hey, now, and Shauna, what does this event mean to you?
Wow. So since I connected with Tatiana, Flourish looks a lot different than it did initially, right? And I think that this event is going to, for me, it's going to help with growth, right? Because I think flourishing is all about growing, right? And in whatever capacity that looks like for individuals. But for me, I think that it's going to give me an opportunity to, like everybody else, like it's been a rocky road lately. So, but how I'm growing past it, how I'm pivoting, how I'm, you know, dealing with what I can deal and not going outside of my capacity is actually a growth space for me. And so I'm excited to be a part of this event with these amazing women, these amazing speakers who have so much to give. And I'm always in a seat of learning. And so I think for me, it's growth. It's growth. It's encouragement. There's nothing like, for me, like being in the midst of just amazing women. So I'm excited. I'm honored. I'm honored to be the MC. Like I always ask God to put me in the right places. So I'm honored to be the MC. And I'm just looking forward to rocking and rolling on June 7th. I don't even know if I answered your question.
You did.
That's just how I'm feeling right now.
No, you did. And I appreciate you. And Tatiana, to toss it back to you, I know you have Precious here, but can you let us know about your other speakers that will be present as well?
Sure. So Shauna's our MC, and then we have Whitney Dodds from Wellness for the Culture, and Shamir Neal. She's from Atrium Health. So those are our mental health experts that are coming that's where we start unpacking what does these behaviors and habits look like that we're probably ignoring. That's really a sign or a signal to us that something needs to change. So we're opening the conference with them. And then the other two entrepreneurs sharing their story will be Shemaine Pickens from the Fertile Ground Foundation and Scheherazade Rodriguez from Voga Beauty.
Dope. That is awesome. That is so awesome. So the conference is June 7th, right around the corner.
Yes.
I know you were nervous, but you don't have any reason to be. And it's an amazing experience. But also, what are you hoping that people take away?
Community and sisterhood, knowing that they're not alone. Right away in that space, you're going to feel like you're not alone, right? And within the first hour of the conference, that is to be expected. We're like, oh, I can relax my shoulders, and really dive into this. And then really a time to identify, like, is there an area of my life, whether it's my relationships, finances, my social life? I had a past attendee from last year's. We did like a refresh a year later, or almost a year later. And she said she realized her social life was just a cover up for what she was ignoring of stuff she really needed to deal with. So I'm like, you may not even realize it when you come into the room. You may be like, oh, I'm just here to support, or I'm here to, help out other people. But like, hold up. Maybe there might be one area of my life that needs some changing, and how that's going to greatly improve it. But you're going to leave with the sisterhood that's going to help you on that journey, because it's really tough to do it alone. And you need that person, that sister, that's going to tell you, nope, you're still doing the right thing. You can do this, because it's so easy to fall back into old habits. So it's really about the community, the sisterhood, and those takeaway items, those action steps to do something different moving forward.
I love that. Now, I have a question for you, and it's okay for you to say, girl, no, that is not what my calling is. So you have the woman aspect of it, where we're lifting each other up. And we have a tendency to constantly do this, where we have our community, we're backing each other, we're giving each other what we need. Then we have our men.
Then
we have our men, where they're trying to find community. They're trying to get it together, but they just can't quite get there. They're just missing that mark. Have you ever thought about creating a space for men to come together, because they need it too? They really do.
I knew you were going to ask this. Okay. This has come up so much in the past week. Like, well, what about the men? What about the men? I'm like, what about the men? No, I mean, I appreciate it. I'm just saying, us women have so little, I don't know what this is. The Lord may be speaking, because you are literally like the second or third person within the week who said, our men, and I see it so much. I mean, I think about my ex-husband when it came to when we had our children, and like the level of responsibility that came upon him. It was like, I'm pregnant with a new baby at home, and he's over here stressing. Not like really, but because I know him, I know he's stressing right now. He's like, oh, he thought he was a provider before and protector. He's really a provider and protector now. You know what I'm saying? Because now there's kids in the mix. And then just with some friends I have, like just the everyday burden and expectation, especially of our Black men. So yeah, like I hear you, Kim. Okay.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
And the only reason why is because I believe that we need to get ourselves together on our own front. But what I do feel like we need to do,
that's what I was going to say.
What I do think we need to do, though, is we need to understand each other's language a lot better. Because I'm tired of the podcast bashing women, where it's just anger being spewed and nobody's listening. And I think if we can get something where we have men and women who can both articulate thought and maybe attack the thought and not the person, because we can that's the battleground where you can say your opinion, I can say my opinion, and now we got to figure out this gumbo of what is and what isn't. But that's where I think we need the most, because I don't think brothers have accepted 100% how women are excelling. So we have an antiquated mindset of where women are and what women are supposed to be. And until we can even come to the table with an understanding of where women are and how successful they are and how they're moving at a rapid pace and bang, 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 moving forward, we would just be in there looking crazy with y'all.
Looking
there's a lot of healing that has to happen on our end. We got to get it
together. I agree with him 100%. You're so right.
Yeah. And the only reason why I can say it, brother, so don't pull that pick me crap, because me, myself, and I have begun to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And so going to therapy and all that other good stuff, I now realize like, so conversation and communication has now changed with not just with my current fiance, but even with my ex-wife. It's not as abrasive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And because I found a place for our anger. Mm-hmm. And until we do that, because y'all can do that. Y'all do it with each other. Y'all get a good charcuterie board and all that and start talking. We don't do that. We just play Madden and then be like, you good? I'm good. And then everybody go home.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we won't put that on you, Tatiana. We'll let them figure that out.
Let's get it together. And then we'll come to the table with you, because I think your event is great. I do think that is awesome, where you guys can come together and actually organize it together, from media to speakers and all that, without us even involved, because we asking some woman to help us organize, because we don't be like that all the time.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tatiana, let everyone know how they can get their tickets, how they can attend, how they can get involved if they possibly want to be a speaker for the next event. Let them know.
Yes. So Flourish, the conference is coming Friday, June 7th from 11 to 5. It's going to be in the NODA district. And you can get tickets at TatianaCole.com. That's the easiest one for me to say right now on the air. So TatianaCole.com. And you can find it on Eventbrite at Flourish Women Entrepreneur Conference. There are a few vendor spots still available, and you're getting both. You're getting the professional development for yourself, because you're a part of the experience, and then you also get the added benefit of showcasing your products, which are going to be helpful for the audience, because they're going to need you. Mm-hmm. They need resources right there in the room to help them on their flourishing journey. And then right now there's actually a flash sale where I brought back the early bird price for 48 hours only. And that ends Wednesday, May 22nd at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to save some money, you want to go hop on to TatianaCole.com and grab that real quick, because it's a flash sale. Okay. Let's see what else. I think that there's sponsorship available too. And then speaking for future events, Flourish is a traveling conference. Okay. So Massachusetts was last year, Charlotte's this year. I'm going to skip a year, but I already know where 2026 is going to be. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a vacation spot, which doesn't mean warm weather. It is a vacation spot though. So you're going to want a full 3-night long weekend type situation.
I got another question. Is there an age for this? Because I do, as a teacher, I feel like a lot of junior and senior young ladies could benefit from these conversations.
Yes. It's multi-generational and multicultural. So I'm down for anything. High school students, entrepreneurial spirit. If you don't have a business right now, if it's aspiring, it's really for everyone, and the content is made to do as such as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
That's so dope.
Awesome.
So ladies, let everyone know how they can follow you, how they can get in contact with you, how they can reach out. Let them know your socials. Whoever wants to start.
I'll go. You can find me on Instagram, Precious D Lee, and that's PRESHUS D as in David Lee on Instagram. You can find all of the links to all the things, whether it's production, whether it's the other K-pop stuff, everything through Precious D Lee on Instagram.
Any, mini, mighty, mo?
I am _ the Connection Guru on Instagram, on Facebook, The Connection Guru. On LinkedIn, I'm LaShawna Price. And that's how you guys can find me. Send me an email or DM me. My email is shauna@theconnectionguru.co. That's how you can find me.
All right.
Great.
And Tatiana?
Oh, hey, TatianaCole.com. I forgot. Hello. TatianaCole.com, and on all social platforms. Well, I'm not on everyone, but Instagram, Facebook, I am Tatiana Cole is where you can find me.
Boom. Well, I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you so much. It's going to be amazing. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Pat yourselves on the back. You're doing an amazing job. Keep it up. And then, of course, well, Precious already knows she's TDS fan, but the rest of you are now inducted into our TDS family.
Mm-hmm.
Holla at us.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Bye, y'all.
See y'all later.
Thanks for the lock because we got our messy letter coming up because it is messy. Yes. Are you ready for it? Or do you need to take a break?
No, I think we good. Yeah, last comment, and then now y'all don't want to hear the message.
They said, that shit was messy earlier.
What time is it? 7:19. We're gonna take a break because I'm gonna post that we about to talk about the messy letter so y'all can show back up.
Okay.
So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the messy letter on TDS Radio. Our voice, our culture.
Boop.
And we're back, TDS Radio. It is time for our messy letter. Here we go.
All right. So, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. He lives with me, and I just moved again, and he moved with me here as well. Last weekend, he decided to go spend some time in the city, which is Chicago, so his mother can do his hair. I went with him as well, as did my 9-year-old son. His mother did his hair, then all of a sudden, I knew it was going to be all about his friends again, which it had been about for the last 3 years. His friend asked him if he wanted to go out to eat with him, and he would pay for him, which he agreed, and it was cool. I think she said I was cool with. Which he agreed, and it was cool with me. I didn't want to go. He told his friend, let's just go out to eat, just you and me. My boyfriend said that he would get back with me later for drinks because his friend didn't want to go with us because he doesn't want to be a third wheel, which I understood. So I went to my cousin's house while he hung out with his friend. My boyfriend asked me to buy him some liquor and he would pick it up from me at my cousin's house. When he arrived, I came to the car and it's his friend driving with 2 women in the back. I was under the impression that his friends didn't want to be the third wheel, so there wouldn't be any other people involved. I told him I thought it was just you and him, and you have 2 other women here, so why wouldn't you invite your woman, but would sit down with 2 other women and your friend at dinner? I just want to know, was I wrong to flip out in this situation? Now he wants to break up because he said I make him miserable, and all women should be doing is shutting up and sucking dick on command. He said you wouldn't have to worry.
Whoa.
He said you wouldn't have to worry about me cheating if you would just suck my dick and shut up. He even said he doesn't think that having your dick sucked is cheating. At this point, I don't know what to do, and it feels like I'm holding on to him because I don't have a car at the moment, or I wouldn't have childcare to keep going to work if he leaves, but I don't want to deal with this. What should be done? His friend has a bunch of women friends and screws everything he sees, and I feel like if my boyfriend is faithful, even though I can't choose his friends, I really don't like that. Just like they say, married people shouldn't be hanging with a bunch of single people. Help.
What is going on in this letter here? What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what?
Mm-hmm.
That gets the disapproval nail in my face, but I can't pull it up fast enough. So basically, they were supposed to go out, didn't go out, went out with the homeboys, asked her to buy the liquor. She bought the liquor. The homeboy is driving. When they pull up, there's 2 girls in the backseat.
Mm-hmm. And she spazzes.
And he didn't tell her about the 2 girls in the backseat.
Because the friend said that he didn't want the girlfriend to come because he didn't want to feel like the third wheel.
Because he didn't want to feel like the third wheel.
Yeah, the friend didn't want to feel like the third wheel.
So he went and picked up 2 chicks.
Yes.
And then how did they encounter her?
Encounter who?
The girlfriend.
Well, because he asked, the boyfriend asked the girlfriend to buy liquor. So the friend drove him to the girlfriend's cousin's house because that's where she decided to stay while the friend went out with his friend. And when she looked in the car, there was 2 chicks in the back.
That she don't know about.
She don't know. But the friend was adamant that he only wanted him to come out, just the 2 of them. He was going to take him to go get something to eat and pay.
Then how did the chicks get in the car?
That's what she doesn't know.
Why are the chicks in the car?
That's what she doesn't know. That's why she spazzed.
So she's right for spazzing.
Mm-hmm. That was the first question. Was she right for spazzing?
Yeah. Right for 1000%. You're justified for spazzing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm trying to figure out what the next step is, though. Like, so how did we get into her?
The whole sucking dick?
Yeah, I can't. I got the school logo on. I can't be talking crazy.
Fellatio?
Like, yeah, I can't be saying it. I want to, but how did we get to that point?
Well, because
that's all women should be doing, is what he said.
Yeah, he said now he wants to break up because he says I make him miserable, and all women should be doing is shutting up and sucking dick on command. He said you shouldn't have to worry about me cheating if you would suck my dick and shut up. Even said he doesn't think that having your dick sucked is cheating. At this point, I don't know what to do, and it feels like I'm holding on to him because I don't have a car at the moment, or I wouldn't have child care to
I wouldn't have a car if he leaves.
Yes, and she wouldn't have child care.
And I wouldn't have child care if he leaves.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, does he watch the child?
He must watch the 9-year-old, and she works, but he's the one that has the car.
This story gets crazier and crazier because my question is, he must watch the kids. So what does he do for his employment? Because he's asking you to buy the alcohol.
Yes.
So that means that he has no employment.
No, but he has a car.
But he has a car. And so he watches your child
while you work.
I mean, daycare is crazy. So I can understand trying to figure it out. Don't get me wrong. So if y'all are working this thing out and that's what your arrangement is,
shut up.
Then I'm all for it. Now, the other part that he was talking about is wild. I am not for that.
Insane.
I don't know where to go with this because it's pretty cut and dry for her. It's not, because that daycare bill might hit hard.
Bill, and because she doesn't
daycare bill,
and she doesn't have a car.
Well, you working, you better figure something out. If you're not paying daycare, then what the hell are you doing with your money?
Well, we don't know that either.
Go to Drive Time or JD Bywriter. You figure it out. No, they don't even, all you need is a job.
And a horrible interest rate.
Price is what you pay, interest is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, so once again, I'll give y'all a story on that. We got a new car and the payment was not specifically what we wanted at the interest rate we wanted it. So when they started making adjustments of the term of how long it was going to be, it made the interest rate go up a little bit, but because of the term being extended, it lowered the price.
Right.
So price is what you pay. Now, do you want that price or do you want the interest rate? Well, in her situation, you want the price. So figure out what you can pay a month and whatever interest rate they attach to it. Okay.
It is what it is.
But you got to make that payment so you can get out of the situation. Now, daycare, it appears that you are a single parent.
Yes, because she said my 9-year-old. She didn't say our.
Right.
9-year-old.
So it seems like you're a single parent. I'm giving real advice here. I'm not even trying to be funny. So then now you're a single parent. You need to start applying for some of these subsidy programs that can help you with daycare so that you can now remove him from that place in your life where he's talking crazy, because he's talking crazy.
He's talking insane and doing insane, because you showed up to your girlfriend's cousin's house with 2 women in the back seat and you asked her for alcohol that she bought.
Yeah.
What the level of disrespect here?
I mean, you only ask for what you know you can get.
Nigga.
And so I'm trying to tell you now, what he knew he could ask her for it and she would do it, and then they went for it.
Well,
now the problem is you should have told the chicks, y'all gotta be down the street and get out.
But I guess he didn't care.
Which is crazier, because his statement of, if you just did this
right
and shut up, then everything would be cool.
And what? And
I don't know what world he's living in.
I don't either, because if you don't work, how dare you tell anybody to do anything like that?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of unworked men who receive favors as that. A lot.
Ew.
Somebody's having sex out here. I say it all the time. These men aren't having sex with themselves, so somebody's having sex with it, and then just hopefully you don't reproduce, because that's a thing. Because right now, neither one of you have the right amount of money to make anything happen.
No.
And then collectively, y'all don't have the money to make things happen. So this sounds like an all-around terrible issue and a terrible problem.
And we started the letter saying he went to the city, to his mom's house to go get his hair done. And you went with him and brought your 9-year-old.
And men are getting their hair done. And I'm tired of it. And it's not because I don't have any. But salon appointments is crazy. Now, not the ones that go to my woman, thank you, but these men and their hair is wild because it's passing down to these little boys and they wearing bonnets and looking crazy, and he seems like a bonnet wearer because you talking like that's pimping. You talking like a pimp.
Yeah. Give me my alcohol. I'm going out with my friend. We got these two ladies in the back. I'll catch up with you later. And then I don't want to hear nothing about what you talking about because the only thing you should be doing is giving me head.
Crazy. And she is currently writing a letter talking about what am I
do?
Yes.
What should I do? But then the only reason why she's writing a letter is because she's in a predicament where she works.
Daycare.
He has the car and he's also watching the child. So you put yourself in a situation to where you
need him.
Yeah, you need him.
But so if you're isolated and you don't have any family that can help you in this situation, then there's steps that you need to take. First step is I don't know what the first step is. The first step is you got to secure daycare. Right. So we got to make sure the child is okay. So while he's living there and still watching the kid, the first thing you need to do is go ahead and apply for the subsidy programs that can allow you to get assistance for daycare. That's numero uno. Okay. Then once that comes through, then now you got to go ahead and work on the car.
Yes.
But you got to move in silence because the moment he knows that you move in this way, then now you won't have some more problems. So you just got to keep things as status quo until you can game plan your way out of it. Now, you can game plan your way out of it as a single parent, especially as a single mom. You can game plan your way out of this. The biggest issue that you got to handle, because it's going to be your largest bill, is daycare.
Yes.
Now, once you get out of daycare, you can go see Boudreaux for something for a car. Because you just need a car to get from A to B.
That's all. And she has the house. And that's the thing. He moved in with her. So this guy is a bum. Like from what it sounds like. It sounds like he's not working. He doesn't have anywhere to live. And you're hanging out with your friends who cheats and drinks all the time. You don't have any money because you're telling her about alcohol. So whenever he goes out to hang, and then you're demanding head, which is even crazier because you don't work. But whenever he goes out and hangs out with the friends, I'm changing my locks. You're not coming back in my house, and your stuff will be outside, and you figure it out.
Yeah, that would be exactly how this goes.
Yeah, because he seems like he's a pretty
belligerent person. I wouldn't kick him out until my situation was set.
Oh yeah. Once you're good, you got your car, the baby's in daycare and all stuff like that, then let him go hang out with his friends and do what it is he do. Change your locks. Everything is going to be outside waiting for you, and you go home to mommy
and get your hair done
and keep getting your hair done. And then you keep hanging out with your friend who hangs out with all these women and sleeps with them, and y'all just go and have fun
and go on a podcast and talk crazy about women.
Yeah.
And celebrate mediocrity, as our friend Annie would say. Sounds like a plan to me.
Ta-da.
Like, I promise you, I don't. This letter is one where it's just like, ma'am, this is a bit of your own doing. Yeah. But you can undo if you don't have any emotional connections to him. Now, any emotional connections, the plan's not going to work because you're going to feel like, but what about him? What's he going to do? Where's he going to go? And that's the craziness that you get locked into. And then now he's telling you crazy stuff in front of people, and then you take it and look stupid and go in the house and cry while he drives off with the liquor that you paid for.
And if this man isn't working, how's he making a car payment?
Because he probably owns the car.
Oh yeah,
it's probably a hood ride that got rims on it, tent, and a bad stereo system. He sounds like that type of guy. I mean, what else do? You might sell a little weed or something like that. It's a down period because you're watching the kid all day. Unless she don't say he works third shift. So if you ain't working, if you're not working and doing third shift, how you got time to watch a kid? Now we have some concerns. How is he able to watch a kid all day? And we talking about, buy my liquor and all this other crazy abusive conversation. How do you allow this around your child?
Yeah.
Because while this is going on, where's your kid?
Right.
And while you're getting upset and all this, where's your child?
Yeah.
And that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a problem. Just like I won't say it because I got work clothes on. Maybe I should wear work clothes before it'll keep my rants down. You want to be fired? I'm like, no.
I'm like, where were you going with that?
So here's my thing. We're going to talk about Diddy's of the world.
Oh, Diddy's.
There are men who don't hold other men accountable. Because you know who else is crazy? The friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You're downright disrespectful.
This is where I keep saying, like, you don't have nobody around you that cares. Why? Because, bruh, you got a chick who is at home or whatever, chilling, da-da-da-da. You talking about crazy out of your mouth. She needs to do X, Y, Z to even be with you. And one of them is shut up. And then now we're going to get two other chicks, put them in the ride, go to where your girl is at. And that one time that he was like, nah, bro, we shouldn't do that.
Right. And out of the four y'all in this car, you needed me to buy alcohol?
That's what I'm saying. So you got two chicks that they're bums in the back, or y'all just didn't want to ask them so that y'all didn't look like bums in front of them. And now everybody here is bumming off of me. And that one time did your friend be like, ugh, this might be a little too much, bro.
Yeah. And then even as the girls, if you sitting here and I'm in the back seat, first of all, the whole double date thing is corny anyway. But if I'm one of those chicks in the back seat and I'm seeing you pull up to the house to a woman that's handing you liquor, who is this? Why are we getting liquor from her?
Oh, she's just the one I live with.
Let me get
and
out.
You can say that because they accept it. Oh, yeah, she bought the liquor. We cool. It's on her. Oh.
Insane.
You can do it. I promise you can do it. We have got to have some crucial and critical conversations about how we treat each other across the board, just like I was saying with our guest.
Mm-hmm.
We are at a time now where there is absolutely little to no respect across the board for one another. So this is why this thing is just rampant. And now when you add cameras to it, you have music behind it. There's imagery in movies behind it. It becomes realistic. And these people grow up thinking that this is how you do. This ain't no different than talking to somebody who may have watched my man Terrence Howard's movie.
Oh, Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow. He had three girls underneath him, and then, do what I tell you to do. And he talked crazy to him. Well, that matches the music that we listen to. So then now you take a kid who's at his adolescent age, he grows up thinking that this is reality. And then when you see these podcasts with these weirdos that support this mindset towards women as if this is how they're only supposed to be presented, it's a reality. And now you as a woman are crazy if you don't accept it. We got to do better, man. Like, and that's not a rant. That is honest. We have got to do better. We have got to create balance between entertainment and reality. Because right now people are living life as characters that they see on social media and TV. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that he just explained, or you just read a pimp situation. And ain't none of them about that life of pimping.
No.
Because that's not how you pimp. I don't know how you pimp. Before the next question. Well, I did read 2 books by Iceberg Slim, who was a real pimp.
Okay.
And I read those books because I'm like, I was entertained by Snoop and them back in the day. And so Snoop always referenced Iceberg Slim. Mm-hmm. So who is this Iceberg Slim? Come to find out, he wrote books. And so I read those books. And the lifestyle he was talking about and living, nah. Mm-mm. That ain't how y'all living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it to promote the lifestyle. I'm saying as you guys are not built like this on this side when they talk about really treating women in this way. You're not built for that because you're still asking her for money. If you weren't asking her for anything and then you just pull up on some craziness, then now that's different. But you need her.
Right.
You staying in her house watching her kid. If she told you get out, you are in a predicament, sir.
Yeah, you got to go back home to mom.
So what are we talking about?
Or your friend, the so-called friend that's messing up your home.
While you get your hair done.
Right.
Which is crazy. Like,
my loves, my thing is, there has to be better out here. Like you said, I'm going to figure it out. I'd rather be by myself and struggling than to deal with something like this and someone yelling at me, telling me that I need to shut up and give him head. And that would make life
crazy
less complicated.
To say that.
Yes. And that's all that a woman is meant for. And you're going to let that man continue to stay in your house?
Bet money he was raised by a single mom. And the reason why I say that is because I'm learning now that men are operating in the trauma that the single mom has now bestowed upon them. And so they don't know how to have functional relationships with women because they never had a functional relationship with their mother. And so now it's just, I seen what my mom did. I seen how my mom communicated. I seen how my mom may have even treated men. So then now this is what you get from me. And I'm not saying this as a problem with women because we come from pretty much a single mother, right? So I'm saying that there's no balance. And that's the problem that we are missing in our community more than anything, because the white community has it, other communities have it. They all have issues. I've learned this being in the school that I'm in. The problems of black kids are no different than the problems of white kids. They share the same. The biggest issue is the balance and the access to resources when something goes wrong. And right now we are in a state where our resources are not as abundant to get these troubled minds what they need in such a rapid time. Like this has to happen now because there's generation after generation after generation just learning that this is how you do. So before you know it, there'll be nothing but bald, bearded black men hating women on everything, every time you swipe. I hate black women, swipe. I hate black women, swipe. You know what? What? I hate black women, swipe. At some point in time, we got to stop this.
Yeah, please.
I mean, it's the truth. And I mean, I don't know. I get frustrated because I'm like, it's not my battle to fight. But I hate seeing it so often. And I hate seeing our angles of how we argue. And I think men need to be a little bit more wiser in their approach and their communication. For example, like we talked about the CamRon incident. And people being emotional about CamRon, do you? But as men, we should sit back and say, that's not the real question. And I don't want to be Farrakhan, you know what I'm saying? Just, that's not the real question. The real question we should be asking, because we're going to dismiss this clown for being a clown at who he is. We know a black woman was assaulted in 2016, and there were multiple people who had the video and never spoke a word. As men, now we need to figure out who's doing this, and then at this point in time, hold that person accountable. No different than when, in the movie Malcolm X, when he said, there was a Muslim that you guys brought here. Now, there wasn't no woman, no Muslim. And he looked at the book and said, there he is right there. Well, yeah, you can't see him. Oh, well, we're not leaving until we can. I advise you look out that window. And all the brothers was like, That's how we should be at CNN. That's how we should be when it comes down to having these conversations about women being protected. Because that hotel manager or the head of security of that hotel should be scrutinized, and they're hiding. That's the person I want to see. And I'm sure there's a way we can find out who that person was and then who was the head of security at that time. That's the person that needs to be brought. If you want to go viral, I just gave you a way to go viral, because that's the person that we need to be figuring out how. Create the balance so some women can still feel like they can be protected and not attacked about what you bring to the table, what you did wrong, why you wear lashes, why you wear wigs, why you wear nails, why you have bed sheets that ain't certain counts. What was the bed sheet? What was the dude?
Oh no, he got mad because what? Something about a flat sheet, a top sheet.
Yeah, and why you need a top sheet and it's crazy and it makes you hot.
I forgot all about that shit.
I ain't forget about none of that stuff. Like, these are all irrelevant things.
I got yelled at because I said that I have a complete bedding set with a top sheet, and he was like, "Well, who has a top sheet? You know, what's wrong with a comforter? Because the comforter is decorative."
And that's what I'm saying. So we have to have balance from Black men. I am not. Maybe that'll be my thing, because people can do their personal investigations. I want to know who owned the hotel. First of all, what hotel did this happen in?
I don't know.
We got to figure out what hotel this happened in, who was the manager of that hotel, and then who was the head of security at that time. All those people right there, it should be lights out. And the reason why is because you guys knew that this woman was assaulted and you never said a word. That's crazy to me. Like, all this stuff that we're reading, you just read something else. Another man talking crazy to a woman is about what she should be doing, and her only value is fellatio and all that. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I watch people go viral for the wildest things, and it's like, this is it. It's sad. It is truly sad. And as a person who has daughters, this is what the world is. This is what the world is that they have to walk into. Crazy work. Like,
what they walk into, this is what we living in. Shit.
Well, yeah, I pretty much gave y'all but I'm not pushing y'all to the side. I don't have no answers. And it's like, it's sad when I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start trying to figure this out. Like, what is the problem here? And then when you get old heads that just be like, y'all doomed. I had another old head say that, like, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Damn.
We don't know either.
I would love to fix it though, or at least attempt. And maybe this podcast is it, because somebody did say they love the balance of this podcast. You're not going to come here and hear me ever shit on a Black woman, besides Kelly Price for what she did, because that was crazy. Kelly Price, that was nuts, and you deserve it. But I still accept what you were trying to do. You just missed the mark completely. Totally. But I would never call Kelly Price out of her name. I would just do what I said. Like, you got big pork chop energy. You look like you make a mean chop.
All right.
I'm sorry. Wrap this up. Because I don't like this for us.
No.
I don't like this for us because I don't see this happening on the other side.
And what's scary is that there are a lot of males that I see in the comment sections that will say things like, well, what did she do to prompt him to act like that?
Now, I'm not going to say I don't want to know. Like, I want to know what made him mad enough to hit her. And it's not that there's anything that's going to justify it, right?
No.
But I want to know how sick he is, because what happened prior to you running down that hallway? You know what I'm saying?
Well, they had gotten into an argument before. He fell asleep because he was drunk. And then that's when she decided to leave. He woke up, didn't see that she was there. And that's when he ran down the hallway. So it's that whole thing of, how dare you leave me?
That was a slow ass elevator.
That's what other people said too. They're like, this elevator, just take the steps. I mean, all of that
That was a slow ass elevator. Like, I'd be mad as hell at that hotel. Like, God damn it.
All of that does not matter.
Because the taking the stairs, that's too long of a trip. That elevator thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, the problem that we have here is, you know, now what? Because I'm sure there's more. And if I'm CNN and you want to continue this, then keep putting it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my thing is it only teases the issue. Ike Turner beat the shit out of Tina Turner for years. Ike Turner was still out making music and nobody ever said anything.
It's now become a joke.
Yeah, if this is Puff's demeanor, Puff needs to be in jail. Hands down. Yeah, he needs to be in jail, man. And so we got to figure this out. Because I'm sure he recently, what's the one that got the podcast? Karushi?
Oh, I don't even think that exists anymore. Carisha.
Carisha? I'm sure if he hit Cassie, he hit her. You don't just selectively abuse. Well, you do, but you got it. You did something. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody, this is my last thing, and we can leave on this note. For anyone who knows about abuse and you don't report it, you are just as guilty as the abuser. Don't support that. Bottom line. And I know some chumps that's supporting that. And that's sad. That's what makes me real mad. I know chumps right now that support the person who you see or you visually saw beat people. I'm not friends with a dude to this day because of it. At some point in time, you got to draw the line of, is this okay? No, it's not okay. It's not okay to see women get beat. It's not okay. It's not okay to see anybody get beat. Because the next thing is like, it really makes me feel like I didn't want to believe the Kim Porter thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just like, bro, how can you not?
Especially after you hear what his bodyguard has to say.
How could you not? That's terrible. So with that being said, hopefully tomorrow I'm here and I'm not beat at home. Nah, she don't beat me all the time. It's like, no, just joking. Hopefully, God help me.
You know this stuff lives on the internet, right?
I know. I'm sorry. The only reason why I'm doing it is because I got to get out of here with a laugh, because I don't want to end on that, because it's really sad. It is. And we know people who have been in that situation. And, just say something, y'all. If you know it, say something. The person who has been abused may not have the strength, but you on the outside do.
And create a community where people feel safe to report it. Because so many times, oftentimes, you're told, well, what did you do? Why did that person act that way? Oh, they don't do that. Oh, not them. So then what do people do? They turn into a recluse and they suppress it, and it comes out in various ways. So if someone, is coming to you, especially if it's a trusted friend, and they're saying, hey, this person did this to me, and you know for a fact that something like this happened, believe them.
Please, Mike. And on that note, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And if you're watching it on a replay, give us a like, share, subscribe. Also, go to www.tdsradio and listen to the music. There's a whole set of music. Or you can scan this right there. Oop, get out. Don't do that. My shirt's long enough, I promise. I don't know what the hell that's about. Nigga went Winnie the Pooh, didn't he? Scan that. And then you can listen to the music as well. And have a good time. Didn't want to end the show like that, but tomorrow's another day.
It is.
Hey guys, I had energy today. Maybe I'll get some more sleep. Try to. This is TDS Radio, our voice, our culture. Bye.
Bye.